Hi, my name is Linda Carabaras, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm inviting you into my kitchen so I can prepare a beautiful baked apple pancake for you that's going to be paired with a nice natural chicken sausage. And I just love brunch on Sunday. It's a nice, relaxing, comforting family time together. The kids will love this because it's got apples in it. You can sit back, relax, read the paper, talk to the kids, and they can even help you prepare this one. So, let me mise en place for the baked apple pancake, and I'll be right back. Mise en place for our baked apple pancake. So everything is measured and ready to go. So, the first thing that I do is, I've got a 9-inch pie plate, and I've got 2 tablespoons of butter in the pie plate. Now, I have revised this recipe because originally it had 1/4 cup, but I just found that that was too much, and 2 tablespoons is going to work fine. So I take the 2 tablespoons of butter, or you can use spreadable butter, which has got canola oil in it and does not contain any trans fats. That's why I'm using either real butter or I will use the spreadable butter. Okay, so let's put this in the oven. I preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and we're going to melt this in the pie dish. Pop this in, and I am a stickler about timing. I'm going to put this in for 5 minutes, just because you don't want to burn it. And again, anything I place in the oven, I time it. I just think it's very important. That way you can make corrections if it's not baking long enough or it's baking faster than what it should. So, now, I'm going to peel and core 2 apples. You need 2 apples. Today I'm using Granny Smith's. I think it'll be a nice, tart apple, but if you like Cortland's, use the Cortland's. I wouldn't use Macintosh because I think they just turn to mush. So you want a little bit of firmness to your apples. So, I'm going to take out the stems here. Okay. And of course, what do I have next to me on the left-hand side here? My scrap bowl. And this is something I learned at Johnson & Wales that I thought was terrific, was always have a scrap bowl on your counter. That way you're not always turning behind, handling, your cabinet door handles, throwing trash in there and then going back to cook. And it's right here and it's nice and convenient. So, first thing I'm going to do, I got a nice little paring knife. I love this one. This is one of those ones that was very inexpensive, but it's got a little bit of a serrated blade on it, and I just love it. And this is the only thing, I really use it just for peeling apples and some vegetables. So, I'm going to take our Granny Smith. Let me just peel this. I'm going to go right over my scrap bowl. All right. Then I'm going to cut this in half. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a method that I learned on Kara's Kitchen that I absolutely love, and it's using a melon baller. And again, you can get these in any supermarket. Very inexpensive, maybe a couple of dollars. And you just take where the core is right here, push it in like that, roll it around, and there goes your core. And then, if you don't get the whole thing, just go like that and take out the rest of it, okay? And then we'll clean these halves up a little bit. Okay, just take that out. All right, here we go again with the core. In like that. Oh, let's see. There we go. Pops right out. Just clean up this a little bit. Okay, I've got that one done. Now I'm going to do the other one. And again, in the meantime, my butter is melting in the dish in the oven. I'm going to remove that when it's done. I'm going to thinly slice these, and I show you that right now. So by the time I'm done with this, my butter will be melted. I'm going to pull that out of the oven, and I'm going to put the apples in the dish, and I'll show you what to do there. And, you know, some of you may remember, I think it was it Bickford's over in North Attleboro years ago, but I think they were famous for the baked apple pancake, or maybe it's IHOP, I'm not sure which one. But I think that's when I first had it. And then I remember my mom giving me this recipe, and she found this recipe in a newspaper, and I guess it was somebody that, you know, had submitted it for a contest, and I've probably had this recipe 10 years, and I love it. Now, the dish we're making it in, the 9-inch pie plate, that will be enough for, I'm going to say, 2 to 4 people, depending on how big your appetites are, but pretty much I think it'll serve 4 people, and with the protein, whether you're going to serve it with bacon or, you know, chicken sausage like I'm going to do today. But the nice thing about this recipe is you can double it and put it in a 13 by 9-inch pan, so it's good for a crowd. Not only that, it doesn't have to be served piping hot, so if it cools down a little bit and you're having a brunch and you're putting other things with it, you know, this will be fine for about an hour after you put it out. It's perfect, hot or warm. It's just a great dish. And I think if I've had leftovers, I think in the past I've even, you know, put it in the refrigerator, covered it, and it's fine the next day, heated up. So, there goes my timer. Let me get the dish out of the oven with the melted butter. Let me finish this, and I'll put these slices in the dish and show you what you have to do with that. Okay? I'll be right back. All right. Now, that was exactly 5 minutes that it took you know, when I took this out of the oven, and I let it cool on the stovetop probably about a minute. Okay? And look at this. Perfect. You didn't burn the butter or anything like that. That's what it looks like, okay? I just kind of roll it around in the dish a little bit. I'm going to put it here, okay, and be very careful. We just want that to cool slightly because this is what we're going to do. We're going to take our apple slices, and again, let me put on one of my vinyl gloves. This is the kind of thing that, again, this is, you know, you've seen me use these in other shows. Love them. So I'm going to put the apples in the bottom of this dish. We'll use them all, okay? Then just be careful. The apples will cool the butter down a little bit, but again, be very careful because the dish is still hot. Okay, the edges, and I just kind of, see what I'm doing? I'm coating the apples so that they're completely coated with butter. That's it. Okay, now if you want, if you're a perfectionist, and I'm not, but you can, I've seen people where they've arranged them all nicely around the perimeter and then inside. You can do that if you want. But you know me, I simplify things in the kitchen, and I think this is fine. And it's going to taste delicious. And that's it. So then take off my glove here, that in my scrap bowl, just in case that's still a little bit too warm. Okay, safety first in the kitchen. Going to put this back in the oven. Now you just want to have this sizzle a little. You don't want to brown these because now we're going to be preparing our batter. We're going to put this over the top, and then it's going to bake for another 20 minutes. So I'm just going to put this in till it sizzles, and I'm going to say probably 3 to 5 minutes, no longer than that. And in the meantime, I'm going to start preparing our batter. So again, I'm going to put my timer on. You know what, this time let's just put it on for 4 minutes because I don't want to overcook those apples. And let's start our batter, okay? So the first thing I do, 3 eggs. Okay, I'll put that into a large bowl. That, and 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. And what we're going to do is beat this for 4 minutes until the eggs and sugar are nice and thick, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, we're going to beat eggs for about 4 minutes, and I'll show you what they look like when they get nice and thick. This is how we start out. This is medium speed right now on my hand mixer. So again, you've got your apples in the oven right now, and by the time you get done with this, the apples should be out of the oven. You can pour this right over the top, pop it right back in, 20 minutes, it's going to be done. Now, about 3 minutes has passed, and this is what it should look like. You see the thickness of that? It's almost like if you're whipping up egg whites, but let me shut this off. And you know, it's going to depend on your, oh, there goes my timer, but I just wanted to show you the thickness, that the consistency of the egg should be at this point. There you go, that's perfect. Okay, let me put this aside, and I'm going to take my apples out of the oven. We're going to finish this, and then I'm going to pour this batter over the apples, put it back in the oven, and you're going to have a beautiful apple pancake in 20 minutes. You know, they're not quite sizzling yet, but you know what? That's good enough because we're going to bake this for another 20 minutes. You're just heating up the apples and softening them up a little bit. And because I've cut back on the butter a little bit, they're probably not going to sizzle as much as if you put in the 1/4 cup of butter. But again, you want to add more flavor and more butter, go for it. But okay, let's finish our batter. All right, so there we go. Now, that was on medium for about 3 minutes. Now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. So we've got a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and a dash of salt. I just mixed them together, and a dash of salt is about, an 1/8 of a teaspoon. So I'm going to put this over the top. Now, the rest of this, you don't want to over-mix it, just like with any pancake batter or anything. So I'm going to go really slow with the hand mixer, whipping that in, okay? Now I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And again, you know what? You can add the vanilla to the milk if you wanted to. But I'm just going to, okay, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla or more if you like more. Put that aside. Okay. That's it. That's all you do. Now we're going to finish this off just with, I've got a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour here, and I'm going to add about half the flour. And this is where you don't want to over-mix, so let me put about half the amount in there. Okay? And again, just till the flour is moistened, because that's going to keep it nice and puffy. That's it. Now I'm going to add my milk, 3/4 of a cup of milk. And again, low. And then, so I don't overmix, let me rest that there, I'm going to add the rest of the flour. All right, now important, just again, a few turns of the mixer. You just want to moisten the flour. Just get the flour in there. All right, and there you go. That is done. The flour is moistened. Let me grab my apples. Bring them over. And we're going to pour the mixture right on top of the apples. Oh, there you go. And this is not finished yet. We're going to top this with some brown sugar. Let me just get the rest of that. And I love brown sugar. So we're going to go right over the top. And again, this is going to come out. This is a French apple pancake. It's going to be nice and custardy on the bottom, puffy on top with that brown sugar. Oh, this is going to be good. Now I'm going to put this right in the oven, 400 degrees for 20 minutes while I cook my sausage on the grill. Here we go. Into the oven. And I'm going to start my grill for my sausage, and I'll see you back here in 20 minutes. All right, as I told you, I'm going to cook my sausage on the grill outside, so while that's preheating, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the chicken sausage that I use. I like using a pre-cooked chicken sausage. Again, in the morning, saves time. It's terrific. This particular one is a sun-dried tomato chicken sausage. They come in different flavors, but where they're pre-cooked, I mean, all you have to do is heat them up. So what I do with these is Again, to save time, I cut it down the middle like this. Okay, that way I lay it flat on the grill like this for 2 minutes, turn it over 2 minutes. You don't want to overcook these since they're already cooked. You are just heating them up. So again, I'm going to do these on the grill. Use one of those grill pans where it will give the nice sear marks on either side. Or what you do with these, because they're so lean, you put a little bit of oil in a skillet. And again, you can do those 2 minutes one side, 2 minutes the other. But I really like the chicken sausage because I think it's a healthy choice. And I believe one whole link like this, which is pretty good size, is 6 grams of fat. And this particular brand is all natural, and I just think they're terrific. The other thing I do with these, sometimes I put them with, onions and peppers, saute them in a pan, put them on a nice roll, and you have a nice sandwich. Great also for stir fries during the week where you keep them whole like that. Cut them like this. Throw in a few vegetables after a busy day at work. Saute a little garlic and olive oil. Throw these in with some vegetables, or even you can even use some frozen bagged veggies. Put it over either rice or pasta. Done. That's your complete meal. You've got your starch, your vegetables, and your protein. So I think my grill's just about ready. So I'm going to put these out on the grill. Pop them in again 2 minutes aside, and then our apple pancakes should be just about out of the oven and ready to serve. Got a nice day today. Nice and sunny. Okay, that's nice and hot. I'm going to put them first on the flat side, just like that. I closed the grill so it'll heat them even nicely, nice and evenly. And I've got a temperature gauge on mine, but you want it nice and hot. 2 minutes one side, 2 minutes the other. They're going to be heated through. They'll be perfect. So there's the other 2 minutes. I'm going to shut my grill off now. And again, while I'm just waiting for the last few minutes of my pancake, I'm going to put it right up here, keep it warm. Shut the grill. Turn this off, and I'll meet you inside for apple pancake and chicken sausage. All right, 20 minutes has elapsed. My baked apple pancake is done, and wait until you see what this looks like. Shut off my timer. Oh, look at this. Look at how nice and brown the top is. Let's take a look at the bottom. See that nice bubbly, how nice and brown it is? That's what it should look like. Look at that. Now I'm going to let that set up for about 5 minutes. That top will sink a little bit. That's fine. That's what it's supposed to do. And again, it's going to be a little bit more custard-like on the bottom. And I'm going to get ready to plate this. Put some nice blueberries and maple syrup on the top. Serve it with my chicken sausage. And now we're going to have brunch. All right, my apple pancake has been out of the oven about 5 minutes. And now I'm going to cut it in quarters and serve it. And this will be perfect, I think, for 4 people. And, can you smell that? The other thing I like about this is that, this is perfect for a brunch. It doesn't have to be served piping hot. If not, it can sit out, a good 45 minutes to an hour. Serve it warm. That will be just as good as piping hot. So let's cut this in quarters. The other thing I love about this, in New England, think about the different variety of apples you get in the fall. Just try it with different apples like the Cortlands. I'd stay away from the Macintosh because those are too mushy, but you can try this with Cortlands or Baldwins or a mixture of different apples. It'll be great. So let me plate this, and then I'm going to garnish with real maple syrup. Now, for me, I think it's worth the extra money for real maple syrup. And of course, the darker the maple syrup is, the more mapley flavor it is. And I like the grade A dark amber. That's what I get because I like a real strong maple flavor. So see how nicely that pulls out of the dish? And I'm going to plate this. Oh, here we go. Put that aside. Let me add my maple syrup here and some blueberries. Oh boy, does that look good or what? You ready for brunch yet? Got some beautiful Michigan blueberries that are out this time of the year. I'm going to garnish with a few blueberries. And last but not least, that natural chicken sausage that I did on the grill. Let me add a piece of my sausage. Doesn't that look beautiful? Oh, nice and healthy. Let me just stick that right on there. All right, I am so hungry right now. Let's check this out. Cut a little bit of my sausage. Cut some of my apple pancake up. Oh, you kids are going to love this. Isn't this terrific? Let's try this. Apples are at the right texture, right temperature, the maple syrup, the chicken sausage. I want you to enjoy, have fun with cooking, and I'll see you the next time here on Linda's Kitchen. Thank you.